Hi, it's Rona, and today I have a layout for Mix It Up Monday. We are actually using the sketch from Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, and this is the sketch. It's by Johanna, and there's my take on the sketch, and I'm going to show you my process here. First I have a look at what we're going to be using. There's the sketch. I always keep it right there beside me while I'm working. I have these little crocheted starfish is what I'm going with. They might have just been intended to be stars. Those were gifted to me years and years ago, probably 12, 14 years ago, and I have been holding on to them for a very long time. I have several 49 and Market products from various years. Those are the newest. That is from that little toddler collection. I only bought a few packages of rub-ons. I have some Color Rush Studio wood. This is the Sunburst from 49 and Market, and then this is super old, and it's Seaside Shipwreck. I have 6x9 paper packs for both of those. Then I have this one, and I ended up not using any of this, but I kind of liked the red, but I ended up going a different route. I also pulled out some white acrylic paint because I wanted to change the color of those wood pieces to make them look more beachy. I don't know why I feel like the wood pieces need a little whitewash to make it go with a beachy collection, and I'm going to show you part of this here. I actually ended up doing 2 coats on both of these, and I did it very lightly so that you would still be able to see the etched parts that are down in the wood. And actually I had seen MK Design do that same thing with a little dauber like this. I have painted wood before, obviously, but I saw her do it the other day and it just reminded me, and when I was getting ready to do this beach layout, I thought, oh, I'm going to pull some of those out. These are not from her shop. She has some assemblage required. These are from Color Rush Studio. However, I watched her do it and it reminded me that that's a fun look, so I went ahead and did that, and I'm not going to end up using them. But I do take my leftover paint and add some splatters to my paper. And this background paper is from Lawn Fawn. It's it's 2017, and it was from a collection that they called Watercolor Wishes. And I just thought it was such a good one for this pretty beach layout, so I went with that. Now, to achieve the weaving that Johanna had on that sketch, I'm going to take these 6x9 papers and cut them into 1-inch strips. So I'm just making sure that last one is actually 1 inch, and it was. And then this one is from the Sunburst collection, and it has a lot of text on it, and the text was going both directions, so it would work to go the opposite direction. So that is what I'm going to do with it. The 6x9s, a lot of times 49 Market does have some that go both ways, or one that goes one way and one that goes another, so that if you have those, it would probably work to go through them. But I really like this text print. I thought the black and white looked really great with these photos, and because they're on these big rocks and the rocks are kind of that gray look, it doesn't take on the beachy feel that you normally have with the sand. So that's why I ended up saving the wood pieces that I colored, because I am going to use those on a different layout. I just decided to go with all these cool colors, and I didn't want to warm it up with that wood. I had some other starfish that would have made it, I could have used those on here too, and kind of warmed it up. But I just liked the way the pictures looked without the wood and without those tans and browns. So I'm going to try and make it work here. You'll see them come into play here in a little bit, what I kind of intended to do when I was thinking about the layout right there. And as I'm looking at it, I'm already thinking, oh, I don't know. And that was with 2 coats of that paint. I only showed you putting on 1 coat, but I did go ahead off screen and add another coat because I just thought it was still a little bit too, it wasn't quite white enough. And in the end, it's still not. I ended up leaving that out. And you'll see that happen here in a moment. But I love these little crocheted starfish in my case. I'm so happy I still had some of these because I think that they were perfect for this layout and I really liked them. They did find some seashells, and I'll have a I will have a layout about the seashells that they collected as well, but that's they didn't end up actually having any starfish, but I just thought it was pretty, and I liked how it looked with the colors that they were wearing for these photos. So I'm kind of still trying to add in some seashells that would be that tan color. I just didn't like it. So I'm going to kind of stop at this point, and I looked at these. And I do actually use one of those, but not at this point because nothing's glued down yet, so I'm not going to start sticking stickers down. But I'm still thinking about them. But at this point I decide I'm going to have to get some things glued down, so I'm going to play with this little paper that I have woven, and I want to make sure that I get it straight. So I have my T-square ruler out. I'm going to flip it over so that I can add my adhesive to the back and hope that I can add just a tiny bit, because I do want to take it to the sewing machine and run some stitching through as well. So I'm going to show you part of this process. This takes me way longer than probably it would a normal person, but I'm not normal and I take forever doing silly things like this. And it's flipped over, so when you flip it back over, it's going to wiggle a little, and I probably wiggled it 20 times before I actually got it exactly how I wanted it. And back and forth trying to decide if it's how I want it. And then as soon as I lift up areas to put the tape runner on it, it still moves. So let me know in the comments if you struggle with things like this too. It's just like if it is supposed to be straight, it kills me because I'm so particular about stuff like that. But I did get it. It's probably not perfectly straight. I know my sewing is not perfectly straight, but that's okay. I'm still loving it. At that point, I'm showing you that I just don't like the wood pieces. I think because the top of those strips were so white, I just didn't like it with it not being white. So they will definitely come into play with the same little trip, and I am going to oh, I forgot to even put this on here, that I think I failed to mention that this is also a part of 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos. These were my favorite photos from this trip that my daughter and her family took to go visit my sister. I've completely forgot about that part, so I will also have a playlist for that. There will be a playlist for Mix It Up Monday. There will be a playlist for 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and there will be a playlist for the 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos. I have failed. I've been trying to do that every Monday, and it's just been crazy. My mother-in-law's been in the hospital this week. That's my excuse anyway. So I was up there with her for 3 full days and evenings, and I just ran out of time, and if something has to go, it's kind of, for whatever reason, been 52 weeks. I know probably many of you, if you watch each time I have a layout out, know that I wasn't on this week except for Sunday, and I apologize for that. I do try and have a couple of videos a week, and it just didn't work out with her being in the hospital. Also having Alzheimer's and being in the hospital is added challenge. she didn't understand what was happening, and it was rough. And it was mentally exhausting as well. So but we're back to memory care, and she is doing fine, so all is well. I'm really liking how this looked with the rub-ons. And I didn't mention, Mix It Up Monday is supposed to have some mixed media. My mixed media today was the paint, which then I'm not going to use some of what I painted, but also the rub-ons, the crocheted starfish. I do have several different mediums. It's just not, and the sewing. It's just not all messy mixed media as we sometimes in the scrapbooking world think of mixed media being stencils and ink and paint and all of those things. I didn't do as much of that. The little stars or hearts here, I wanted to add a little bit more red in my 3 main clusters here. So I added that with those little hearts, and those were from 2010. They were EK Success, and they stay on my desk in a little thing with things I've been trying to use up, and I'm finally getting a couple of them, but you can tell there's a ton on there, and they're not sticky anymore. When you pull them off, the sticky stuff stays on the paper, and I definitely need to get them used up. I just used my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and got them down, and they were fine. But I also, off camera, I'm going to add a seagull on top of the Remember This Forever little ticket there, and I really like how that looks. You'll see it in the close-ups coming here. You can see my hearts there. The other little sticker that I put on top of the photo by the star, or the starfish, it says Enjoy Life. And that is it. This is my layout today. I really appreciate you being here. Definitely check out all those playlists down below. It's so easy just to click on one thing, one link, and then you can watch all the videos and be inspired by lots of people. So we will see you again tomorrow with another layout. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.